Federalism provides a technique of constitutional organization that permits action by a shared government for certain common purposes, together with autonomous action by constituent units of government for purposes that relate to maintaining their distinctiveness, with each level directly responsible to its own electorate.
The federal governments have two or more tiers of governments, but a vast country like India cannot be run through these two tiers. The states in India are about as big as independent countries in Europe. Many of our states are internally diverse, hence the need for power sharing. Federal power sharing in India needs another tier of government below that of the state governments. This is rational for decentralization of power. So the three-tier government called local government arised. When power is taken away from the state and central governments and given to the local governments, it's called decentralization. The basic idea behind this is that there is a large number of issues which are being settled at the local level. Also, at the local level, it is easy for people to participate in decision making. It helps inculcate a habit of democratic participation. Local government is the best way to realize one important principle of democracy, namely local self government.
The need for decentralization was recognized in the Constitution. There have been several attempts to decentralize power to the level of villages and towns. Panchayats and municipalities were set up in villages and urban areas respectively in every state. These were directly under the control of the state governments, but elections were not held regularly at the local governments. Also, the local governments did not have any powers or resources of their own. Therefore, there was very little decentralization in effective terms. In 1992, a major step towards decentralization took place. The Constitution of India was amended to make the third tier of the government more powerful and effective. It is now constitutionally mandatory to hold regular elections to local government bodies. Seats are reserved in the elected bodies and executive head of these institutions for scheduled castes, scheduled tribes, and other backward classes (OBC). At least one third of all positions are reserved for women. In every state, an independent institution called the State Election Commission has been created to conduct panchayat and municipal elections. The state governments are required to share some of the powers and revenue with local government bodies. The nature of sharing varies from state to state.
Panchayati Raj is a system of local self-government of villages in rural India as opposed to urban and suburban municipalities. Consists of the Panchayati Raj institution (PRI) through which the self-government of villages is realized. Gram Panchayat is at the village level. All the Panchayatis, Samritis and Mandals in a district together constitute of Zilas. They are normally locally elected. They also constitute of MLA members and members of the Lok Sabha.
Municipalities are set up in towns. Municipal corporations are constituted in big cities. Both municipalities and municipal corporations are controlled by elected bodies consisting of the people's representatives. Municipal chairperson is the political head of the municipality. In a municipal corporation, such an officer is called the mayor. This new system of local government is the largest experiment in democracy conducted anywhere in the world. There are about 36 lakhs elected representatives in the panchayats and the municipalities all over the country. Constitutional status for local government has helped to deepen democracy in our country. By providing reservation for women, it has also increased women's representation in our country. Even though these are very beneficial, there are many difficulties too. While elections are held regularly and enthusiastically, Gram Sabhas are not held regularly. Most state governments have not transferred significant powers to the local governments, nor were they given adequate resources.
An experiment in Brazil. A city called Porto Alegre has carried out an extraordinary experiment in combining decentralization with participative democracy. The city has set up a parallel organization operating alongside the municipal council, enabling local inhabitants to take real decisions for their city. Nearly 13 lakh people in the city get to participate in making the budget for their own city. The city is divided into many sectors. Each sector has a meaning, like that of the Gram Sabha, in which anyone living in that area can participate. There are some meetings to discuss issues that affect the entire city. Any citizen of the city can participate in those meetings. The budget of the city is discussed in these meetings. The proposals are put to the municipality that takes the final decision. About 20,000 people participate in this decision making exercise every year. This method has ensured that the money cannot be spent only for the benefit of the colonies where rich people live. Buses now run to the poor colonies, and builders cannot evict slum dwellers without resettling them. In our own country, a similar experiment has taken place in some areas in Kerala. Ordinary people have participated in the making of a plan for the development of their locality. Thank you.